Labor leader Anthony Albanese's early campaign stumbles have resulted in a ratings hit, his primary support dropping to just 34%, with Scott Morrison swinging back as preferred PM.
Yeah, let's get today's take on this with the head of editorial at Flash and the very James Law and the very Flash Nine Honeys, Shelley Horton. Thank you for both coming on the show. Shelley, did you expect voters to react so strongly?
Well, I don't know if it is a reaction or if it is just a bit of apathy. Like, honestly, it's one of those things. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I think there's a lot of people who are undecided, so it's going to flip and flop like a fish on a jetty for quite some time. So we've got to wait until we get to the pointy end to really pay any attention. And then, if you look at it, last year the polls got it wrong. So how much do you actually put in polls?
Yeah, it's only a week, isn't it?
A few unforced errors from Anthony Albanese in the first week of the campaign. Has the reaction and the coverage of those gaffes, mistakes, been justified, do you think, James? How damaging are they in your mind?
Well, look, it was a shocker, you know, and to do it on day one of the campaign, it did just crowd out everything else. And there hasn't really been any kind of circuit breaker since then to change the topic. You know, neither party has really come in with any meaty policies as yet. I think they're saving all that to the last couple of weeks. So it's just run all that first week. So I think it is really damaging. I don't think it's enough to kind of decide the election yet. But it does show that, like, Albo's not as match fit for this campaign as he probably should be by now. Like, I watch a lot of the, you know, in my job at Flash, I watch a lot of the live press conferences of both leaders, and ScoMo is so much more polished, so much more on message compared to Albo, who tends to waffle and get caught in you know, saying the wrong things to journalists and having to clean it up later.
He's got to stop going when he doesn't know something too. Yeah. Hey, Albo is also making news this morning after what's been described as a lukewarm reception at Blues Fest at Byron. Have a look at this. Whatever you reckon. Everyone's wanting to see Jimmy Bards, and they get, you know, it's hard to watch. Some people have renamed it Booze Fest, Joe. What was he thinking?
Oh, I know. You know, and look, I think if Scott Morrison turned up, I'm sure the reaction would have been the same, if not worse.
Yes,
yeah.
But, you know, I don't know that this is necessarily like everyone just, you know, hating on Albo. They're hating on politics in general.
That's right.
They're hating on the campaign, infringing on what should be a weekend all about music.
And it's pack mentality. They're, you know.
Exactly.
But especially in that part of the world, in northern New South Wales, where they feel let down by politicians on both sides after the devastating floods. All they wanted was to see Barnesy, Shelley. They didn't want to see a politician.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is an own goal. Like, it's just, he thought he was going to get a very different reception, and when you saw him arrive and the crowd were actually polite to him as he was walking through the crowd, but once you get up on stage, I mean, it's a whole different story. As Dickie said, that pack mentality comes into it, and who would be a politician?
Yes.
Yuck. What an awful job, and what an awful feeling to have to walk off stage after that.
Horrible.
Well, unless you're Hawkeye downing a schooner or something, it's never going to end well for Polly in a...
But he'd be cancelled for that these days, Dickie.
Yeah.
Guys, stay with us when we come back. The healthiest chocolate on the market, the new research making us rethink our sweet treats.
And a stingy spread, the cafe debate doing the rounds online. How little is too little on your toast? Gee.
Good news this morning, Richard, for sweet teeth. Or would you say sweet tooths?
People with a sweet tooth,
Sweet
probably
teeth this Easter long weekend. Someone will correct us, I'm sure. Experts revealing it's time to put down the ultra-dark eggs and enjoy the milk chocolate, saying there are no real health benefits from making the switch.
Controversial, Sylvia. James and Shelley are with us to discuss and dissect. James, do you think anyone actually enjoys the ultra-dark? I like some dark chocolate.
Yeah, but not this real ultra-dark. So what this is saying is, like, those ones that are like, oh, the health benefits of dark chocolate.
Pure
it's
cocoa.
Like, it's the ones that are, like, made in a lab.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, you may as well just eat the good stuff.
Yes.
Throw it out.
Whatever feels good on the way down.
The study, Shelley, revealed that in order to get the benefits, you need to eat 12 large bars of dark chocolate a day? Is this just another example of diet culture ruining everything?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't say that, you know, ultra dark chocolate is a replacement for milk chocolate. Ultra dark chocolate is just a replacement for boot polish, you know, and I hate it. I eat it and it kind of feels like it makes dust in my mouth. So.
Did anyone else's mum ever try to sneak carob eggs into their Easter basket?
Oh, yeah. No.
No.
Say no.
My mum used to put boot
Morning,
polish in.
Mum.
Look, I think we've exhausted that one. Also making news this morning, a Sydney cafe has committed the ultimate crime by, well, putting not enough Vegemite on the toast. There's no nice way of saying this, Shelley.
Been stingy with the mite.
They've been stingy with the mite, exactly. You're a big Vegemite fan. Why is this such a crime against...
Oh, that's how I have my Vegemite.
Boot polish?
That's boot polish.
I like to leave my teeth marks in the Vegemite when I have Vegemite on toast. First of all, the toast that was served in that cafe, the toast wasn't cooked enough, the butter didn't go to the edges, and there wasn't enough Vegemite.
Exactly.
So for me, I'm like, that is like three strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
So furious. I think Vegemite is such a personal thing that you should always be served Vegemite on the side so you can apply it with a trowel like I do, or just, you know, sniff it over if you're like others.
That makes sense.
How would you react if you were served that at a cafe, James?
I'd be furious about that. But you know, like, colleagues of mine have called me a bit of a psycho because I like my Vegemite without butter. And apparently that's really controversial.
Okay.
The butter's the best bit.
You can hold the mite for me
I'm
altogether.
like the health queen here. No dark chocolate, extra butter. You know.
Each to
Lay it
their
all
own.
on.
Viva la
Lay it all
difference. On the side's a good solution. Thank you both. Coming
you,
up,
guys.
we are live to the high seas as the first...